Who is that?
The Black Power Ranger.
We have something signed from him.
When you say the Black Power Ranger, do you mean racially or he wore the black suit?
Both.
That's interesting. and awkward.
And he was the first black superhero.
All right, let's hold up here. Walter Emanuel Jones. If you don't know that name, actually, I'm going to start this story with a little experiment that will conclude the story with. Give me 1 second here. Sorry. All right. Kush.
Yes.
Sammy Z.
Yes.
You've heard, I'm going to say a couple names. I want you to tell me if you've ever heard of them or not. Okay?
Okay.
Haim Saban.
Yes.
Yes.
Jason David Frank.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Walter Emanuel Jones.
No.
Okay. Let's remember those answers for the end of the clip.
Okay.
All right. Walter Emanuel Jones, who played the Black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger in the 90s, has recently come out on a podcast known as The Art of Dialogue, which is an excellent show. I would listen to it often, where he interviews various people throughout pop culture. And Walter had some interesting things to say about the former show, about former castmates, and about some of the trials and tribulations he was forced to go through being part of the show. Oops, sorry. Again, we will take a look at some of these comments that he made, and we will react to them. Again, fair use. Walter Emanuel Jones on why he quit Power Rangers and what were the reasons. Let's hear what Walter has to say.
For my guy.
Oh man, glad to be here, Art.
Hey man, I mean it was an honor to bring
Art's
you
a
on,
cool
man. I
guy.
had to make it happen, man. I mean, growing up.
I was a kid, black superhero on live. Hey man, I appreciate it, bro. You know, I was the first black superhero on live action TV.
I mean, I feel
First
like that's not
mistake.
true. Yeah.
That is true.
It's not true.
We looked this up together.
Listen to him.
So it was kind of a big deal. There was like, you know, when I was a kid and I would look at like TV shows, like I watched The Little Rascals when I was a little kid, and the only one on that TV show that looked like me was Buckwheat, and I didn't want to be him. So, you know, I was like, I'm happy to be somebody the kids could look at and be like, I like him, he's got a cool vibe.
In the Black Ranger, you know, that was my favorite Ranger, man. So, you know, had to bring you on, man.
Hey man, I appreciate it, bro. You know, I was the first black superhero on live action TV. So it was kind of a big deal. There was like, you know, when I was a kid,
Yeah, it's funny you say that.
you know, it was like I'm happy to be somebody the kids could look at and be like, Robert Townsend was
Yeah, you was the first black superhero on TV.
I was the first black superhero on live action TV. Now, Robert Townsend was in a show called Mantis that came out 2 weeks before me. So he was
So
So
right
he was
there,
technically the first.
He just says, "Am I wrong?" Here?
No. I
he
mean,
just said, "Okay."
that
First
doesn't
of all,
diminish that he was still very early, but-
hold up. Let me tell you something. First of all, he's so wrong about what he's saying. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. First of all, it's Carl Lumbly was the character who starred in the show Mantis. M.A.N.T.I.S. Okay? Started in the show Mantis before the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. If it was 3 weeks, guess what? That means he was the first live action person. Robert Townsend was the actor who directed and starred in Meteor Man. So right off the bat, this guy doesn't even know where he stands on the grapevine. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yes, agreed. However, that doesn't diminish that he was one of the first.
Okay, then
and all
say
of
that.
But
That's not what he said.
right, agreed.
And then he backed it up with false information. Let's keep going.
actually the first black superhero, but I was the first black superhero on live action TV. And our show obviously is continued for 32 years and is in 40 countries. So it's kind
What were those names I told you to remember?
Robert Townsend.
Nope, you're already
and
wrong.
Carl something.
Nope, I meant from the beginning of the story.
Oh, Carl Saban,
Haim Saban.
Haim Saban, and Jason David Frank.
And who was the third one person?
And Walter
That guy.
Emanuel
Well, you're
Jones.
looking at the screen. Okay, all right. Let's keep going.
of a big deal.
Very big deal. Did you ever think that it would get that big, yo?
No, man. In fact, I took the show home. We did the pilot, right? So we did the pilot. They were gonna pitch it to Fox. If Fox picked it up, we would do 40 episodes, which is exciting for any actor because usually if you book a series, you got like 12 episodes, maybe 20, but 40 is a lot. It was on every.
Now, this is a guy who, at the time, had no acting experience whatsoever. He done some. I think he says he'd done some stage work. This is his first role on television. Keep that in mind.
Every day. So I took the pilot home to Detroit. That's where I'm from the D. What up, though? And
What up, Doe? So we know he's from Detroit.
I showed it to my family. My family's all over there. They're all welcoming me home. I showed it to them on a Sunday, and we sat there and watched the pilot. And afterwards, they were all like, "That's all right. You stay at it. Something's gonna work out for you." You know, they were like, I think they all hated it. They were like, "What is this? So like, what is this? What are putties? Why are they talking?"
I mean, it was a weird concept. It was Japanese footage mixed with American footage. I would hope you would explain that before you put the goddamn video in and start playing it, right?
Right.
Be like, it's going to look kind of weird in some parts.
Right. This is not like anything
Right.
American audiences are
this
used
is-
to.
And this will go toward a point that I'm making here soon.
What is all that? You know you're you're morphing into a mastodon. That's so strange. It was such a strange thing. And then you had Rita Repulsor, and you know her voice and the mouth flap didn't match, and it's like it just for them it seemed strange, and they didn't think it was going to be anything. So I guess my family wasn't impressed. So I was kind of like, I guess it's not that great.
Okay, does that sound like somebody that is behind that project, that is ready to fucking put his all into it and is ready to go?
I mean, no. But I
But
mean,
what happened was there was enough of it there to motivate them to redo it. So we redid the pilot 2 or 3 times. And after the 3rd time, they pitched it to Fox and they picked it up. So it was cool.
Yeah, I saw where you said that y'all was getting paid $1,200 an episode. That's true? That's how much y'all was getting paid?
$1,200 is what we got paid eventually. That's not where it started. I don't know. I'm not gonna give you an exact amount, but I can tell you it was about half of that.
Walter is infamous for giving wishy-washy type answers like that. I'm not going to get into specifics, I'm not going to, drop any specific numbers so that we can compare them and maybe look them up, but it was this much. Look, you're on a kid's show on a shoestring budget, and you're on television. What did
In
you
the
think
90s.
you were going to get paid?
To start, yeah, an episode.
So he says that at the start it was half of $1,200 an episode. So that's $600. And
let's keep in mind
yeah.
the production value of the original Power Rangers. Okay, it
Great
wasn't
point.
top notch.
You're
Okay,
and you bring up a great point because you're not talking about a guy who played both a character that was in live action and then got in those fucking tights and then ran around and did karate. Yes, he was in the outfit some in the command center with his helmet off.
but he wasn't doing the stunts.
But he wasn't doing the stunts. He wasn't doing the fighting, the major scenes with the Rangers when they would combine weapons or anything like that. That was not this man. It may have been his voice, but that was not this man. Okay.
Which is crazy. It's like we did.
And I will remind you one more time. First, your name's wrong, damn it. First gig on television. First gig on television.
And $1,200 in the '90s is like $10,000 now. So
Right.
let's keep that in mind.
So
Not that
again,
that's
Oh,
like,
there's more.
a lot for an actor, but
There's more.
We did the whole first 40 episodes, which turned out to be 60 episodes. And then
Okay, so that's 60 episodes, and you're getting $600 an episode. So that's
At least half of the episodes. Because he said it eventually got to 1,000.
right. But I'm talking about even in the beginning.
so
If
that's
you're getting paid-
$36,000.
That's $36,000 for, I don't know what, probably 6 weeks of work, maybe.
I mean, I don't know.
If you're doing
I'm
60
not, I'm not
episodes,
trying to...
maybe that's not right. Probably probably 6 months of work. I mean, it probably wasn't more than 6 months, I'd say.
we start
Where's
shooting
he
the
going with
second
all this?
season. And
Where's he
you know,
going with
we
all
got a little bit of a
this?
raise, but it wasn't much. Not for a show that made $1 billion in the first year, and that's the #1 kid show in the world. I remember
Is that because of you?
No.
the producer came downstairs. I was sitting next to Austin, the Red Ranger, and he said, "Congratulations."
Austin St. John is his partner in crime, a literal criminal who was convicted of PIP fraud during the COVID days. So, yeah, they were in
who
this
wasn't?
together. Huh?
Thing
you
I
say?
said. Who wasn't?
Congratulations, guys. You are the #1 kid show in the world. And we looked at each other like, wait, did he say the world?
Okay, so he's clearly imitating Haim Saban there with that accent, in my opinion, allegedly.
Where is he going with all of this? I don't know.
Trust
I
me.
don't know.
I didn't even know it was in the world. I didn't know it was in 40 countries. I didn't know it was all over the place, you know. And
Well, you need a better
the
agent.
toys were selling out before the TV show even came on. I mean, the parents were like spending the night in front of Toys R Us to get their kids a Power Ranger. It was crazy.
My parents were spending the night in front of Toys R Us to get us a Power Ranger, not a Walter Emanuel Jones doll. Not a Power Ranger that even at that time had a face.
Is this the guy that wants a percentage of the toy sales? Is that where he's going with
It
it?
was all over the news.
So the show, it made $1 billion the first year, and y'all was making less than 1,200 an episode.
The show.
So what he doesn't tell you people, if you're not a Power Rangers fan and don't know about the history of the show, Haim Saban mortgaged his home, bought the Super Sentai footage from Japan on his own after years of negotiation. This man put everything into this show.
Right.
Okay? And yes, that it made a shit ton of money.
But he is the creator.
show made
He
$1
is the
billion
art
the
behind
first year.
Let's-
We were
let's keep
making
listening
less
to
than
him.
1,200 an episode.
That's insane, man.
Art,
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, but
I'm
I don't
saying,
agree.
which is why I left the show, because it was like, come on, that's not right. It's like they should be paying us SAG wages, because you know when you join the Screen Actors
Except that you're not SAG. They were not SAG actors. That was a way that Haim Saban cut costs. He would tell these actors, listen, we're not SAG, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to be on the #1 kids show in the world. What you do with it from then on is up to you. I will pay you a wage, but what you do with it after that, that's up to you. That's what Haim Saban was doing. These are not SAG actors, so to say we should have been making SAG wages is completely inaccurate and incorrect.
Guild, then you're protected. Like you have
I mean-
a minimum that can be paid. So we should have been making at least the minimum of Screen Actors Guild. Honestly, we should have been making a lot more than that. But you know, in the beginning, you can say that we were actors that nobody knew, right? So we were getting
We
to
do
start,
say that.
and in the beginning, but once the show was a hit and we did the first season, the second season it should have been at least union and on point. And then
I mean, that
there-
may be accurate.
That's not how the show works.
However, you did. I mean, I'm not knocking him.
I know you're not.
Like, that may be accurate, but you did have the option of not working for those wages. Like, did you all get together and try to negotiate for higher wages?
Interesting
Like,
you say that. Let's keep listening.
about to do the movies, and once the movies were gonna kick in, it was like, there's a difference between a television star and a movie star. And if you're making, what they were trying to pay us for the movie was garbage. And it wasn't just one movie, it was 3 movies. And they're all gonna be non-union. So it was like, nah, man, we gotta stand up for ourselves. You know?
Yeah, I remember as a kid, man, I had all the action figures. I had the video game on Super Nintendo, Sega, and you telling me y'all wasn't getting anything from that at all?
Nothing. Not
Yeah, okay, listen. Okay, listen.
Do you get it? Do you get where I'm going here, people?
Listen,
this is not a damn hard math equation.
fully respect actors getting paid for their work. And I fully respect actors unionizing and negotiating wages. However,
Yeah, big however.
the Power Rangers is not dependent on its actors. Okay? There are a million people who could play those Power Rangers because they're in a mask the whole time.
And
right?
again, you're talking about merchandise, why do you feel entitled? There's something that he's going to say that Henry Resilient, my friend, also covered. This is kind of an older story, so he's already covered this. He goes on to say he wanted, what does he call it? Oh, what is it called? Generational wealth.